All right, we know how to do the 5 chain already. We know how to count by 5s, but today we're going to find out what the square of 5 is and what the cube of 5 is. All right, so what I want us to do first is lay out our numerals for 5. So Bill, I'm going to have you do 2, 5. Can you lay those out today? All the way to 5 times 5. You're going to do to 5 times 5.
Miss Robyn, you won't know what I saw.
Well, you know what? Can you tell me after our lesson today?
I found our turtle.
Cool.
Happy.
Here it is, 15. Okay, so you know that 5 times 5 is, all right, now let's see if it makes the square. And how I'm going to figure that out is I'm going to take 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. How many 5s do I have? 5. 5 times 5 is? 25. That is the square of 5. It's the square of 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So 25 is the square of 5. Right. Now we're going to figure out what the cube of 5 is. Okay? All right. And what's going to help us is every 5, we know we have a square, correct? So we're going to use those squares to build the cube. That's how we're going to figure out what the cube of 5 is. All right? So let's see if we can do it today. So we know 5 times 5 is 25. Let's do the next 5. Billy, you scoot over here. Elia, can you do the next 5, please? Well, we'll have enough room. Here, scoot over here a little bit so Dan can see. You might need to stand up. Okay, so you've got 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And we know already that 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 8 times 5 is
40.
right. 9 times 5 is
45.
and 10 times 5 is 50. So let's see if we're going to end up with another square. We have this square, so now we're going to make another one. I'm going to scoot this one along. Did I end up with another square?
Yes.
I did. Now, it would be hard for us to keep doing that all along the chain, so that's why I have these to mark, okay? So when you're doing this work, you'll know how to do that and mark your squares. So at the 25, we have a square. 5 times 5 is 25. Right. Here we have another square at 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is?
50.
Right. Okay, I'm going to have Shane do the next 5. Okay, Ellie, you come and scoot over here. So what is 11 times 5, Shane?
55.
Okay, can you find it today? 12 times 5?
60.
13 times 5?
55.
Okay, 14 times 5?
70.
15 times 5?
71.
71? What is it? Right. Okay. Was that 5 more? 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Okay. So what do you think you're going to end up with? Another
square.
Right. Mark your spot. Okay, William, can you do the next 5? Shane, come around over by Ian so William has space. So 16 times 5 is? 17 times 5?
85.
Okay. 18 times 5? Well, let's make sure we're putting them in the right spot so we know exactly where we're at, okay? This is 15 times 5, 16 times 5, 17 times 5, 18 times 5, 19 times 5, 20 times 5 is what? Right. So do we need another square? Yes. All right, Ian, can you switch places with William and do the last 5?
This is
Okay, so 21 times 5 is what? Right, 105. Shane, you're going to have to sit up on your knees. 22 times 5 is what? 110. 23 times 5? 15. 24 times 5?
This is each one.
Right. And 25 times 5?
Is 1.
Do we have another square?
Yes.
Yes. Now let's see if we have enough to make the cube today. In my cube, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, Elia, can you stack up your squares and see if you have a cube today? You do. So, what is the cube of 5? What is it?
125.
125. What is the square of 5?
120. No,
Oh,
25.
25, right. How many squares were in that 5 chain?
5.
5. How many squares does it make to get the cube? 5, right. The square of 5 is 25. The cube of 5 is?
125.
You've got it. Let's count by 5 to 125. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125. All right, the 5 chain. The square of 5 is what? 25. The cube of 5 is?
125.
125. Awesome. Good job. You got it. Good work. All right, can I have teamwork to put it away?